Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Tom Mizzle. You watch my channel, Mr. 14, and I'm back doing a review of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 16. Alright, so I only go to really talk about a particular situation that happened in this episode. I need to get on to talk about it because I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And her reasons behind doing this is so stupid. For it was tempting to get herself involved in a situation between two parties. She should have stayed out of it, no matter what her issues with Candiace. I'm talking about Ashley. Whatever her issue with Candiace, she should have stayed out of it. It was that she didn't see the fight. She didn't know the magnitude of what happened. So you should just stayed out of it and not even vote any statement. But yes, you did it. Okay. So everybody know what happened in the fight, and I know gonna be some people who's so standing for Monique and justify any reason why she did that. Monique was wrong. She did enough. She shouldn't have went there. She shouldn't have attacked Candiace. Point blank. Period. Candiace had her own things she had to mature about. Monique had something she got to work on. It is what it is. They all have to work on. That night was a normal night with a normal scene that we all would think they would do. They drink, they clown, they have shade moments, they read each other, all that stuff, clownery, and they move on their separate ways. Nobody could not tell me to sit here that they knew that Monique was going to attack Candiace that night. We know she has a problem with Candiace the whole season because she kept coming after Candiace for a reason, but gave no reason. And then she even said herself that Candiace did not deserve that. So now that we sitting here, people justifying, oh, she deserved it. No, no. Because, no. And you cannot say not all shows fight. Not every show fight. Some shows could be able to sit down and have a conversation with each other, going back and forth with words, and been no physical violence. Not every reality TV show ends to a fight or have some fight going on. It may be fight with words, but it was no physical violence. Love of Hip Hop, yeah. Basketball Wives, yeah. But not in Real Housewives franchise. Yes, it's other close instances in other franchises that had with there, and I don't like those situations either. So I'm not gonna judge these different from there. I don't like those situations either. But I'm just going by it's like nothing happened that night warrant any level of aggression that needed to have that happen. It didn't, and I stand by it. This is coming from someone who liked Monique and I like Candiace, for the fact that those two ladies had that altercation like that was terrible, and Monique took it there. She took it there, and it was not really all 50-50. If you want to say that they were going back and forth, all that stuff, it was going. Candiace was mostly clowning. And nothing in Candiace's whole posture and demeanor of that night was aggression that lead into a fight. She was mostly clowning around because she had a little string of drinks. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm bored. Good night. And it was like that. And they was doing this, talking to the hands, just like that. And had a little table. It was no level of threat against Monique that make her want to go that far. But she took it that far because she released her anger on Candiace. And she thought she knows she could get her anger out on Candiace. That's all it was. There's nothing else that you had to justify. Okay. Does Candiace have stuff that she needs to work on? Yes, she does have some stuff she needs to work on. She does have to mature and not realize she had to go off with everybody else. She'll have to go off through aggression. She is working on stuff. And I see the growth in Candiace in this season. Because you could tell that Candiace was trying to avoid any aggressive negativity with Monique. She's trying to change. But she reacted a certain way and all that stuff. But that night it was now aggression reaction. It was like, oh my God, they're going back and forth. Now Monique took it there because she was the baddest, but everybody was laughing at what Candiace was doing. Now if it was serious, everybody would say, oh snap, it's gonna go down. That's not what happened. Okay, now this character statement. Candiace mentioned this table. They had to sit down at the Portugal trip, and there was a dinner. They all got dressed up and looking nice. They had to sit down, and Candiace mentioned that she wanna start a family and she wanna have a baby. And she also mentioned something about a baby girl, and she was looking at some stuff at the market where they went to. And Ashley saying the thing, oh, it's so very interesting that she want to have a baby now and all that stuff, and I should be happy for her. But that all last year she was all down on me and all that stuff like that. So is Karma gonna get her? Cause I'm gonna come at her, and I'm gonna be a B. I said, oh, you want to be a B, huh? So you choose this opportunity to want to come at her because how she was coming at you last year? Yes, we granted. We all said last season, and I say myself, Candiace have misunderstanding that when you're trying to conceive, you can't drink, and that's wrong. It's not. There's no rules against drinking when you're conceiving. It's only a problem when you're already pregnant and you're drinking. So she was coming after Ashley for a while. Yes, granted. But at the same time, Monique and Ashley was going off their little thing, and then Candiace was trying to protect Monique by coming after Ashley herself to her defense. And while Monique was pregnant and stuff like that, but and all said and done, and then trying to sit down and have a powwow and try to move forward. Ashley said, "Okay, cool. They buried the hash and they good. Well, I'll accept your apology." But now you harboring all that feelings that you had at that table. So when Candiace mentioned that she want to have a baby, so Ashley said, "Oh, so that's fine. A thing like last year when I tell you about me and Michael and having a baby and our journey, and you laughed and you didn't believe that I had a miscarriage, and you was judging me and you was judging Michael and thinking that Michael was faking it when he was crying about the miscarriage, and you didn't believe all that stuff. It was very hurtful. It was hurtful for me, and you was judging, and you went on social media and you were berating me and all that stuff like that. It really hurt and all that stuff. So it was like everybody at the table was like, "What is coming from?" Because and Candiace at that dinner table was keep her calm. She not trying to go there. She ain't trying to go back and forth with the words. She ain't trying to go loud and aggression because they could have took it there. Because I said, although we went past this. Now, if you didn't got over it, you could have said, "I'm not over what you said," and I still won't be over it. I said that'd be fine. Just be for real, but no fake the funk to say you was over it and you want to make amends with Candiace. You had to sit down based on the Twitter. Now, she had to sit down with Candiace based on the tweets they was going back and forth, and then how that Candiace kept going when she was giving birth, and that's all she had an issue with. She didn't mention none of that other stuff that she mentioned that tonight in this episode. She didn't mention none of that. She only mentioned about the tweets. So now, at that dinner table, you bringing back all that stuff about Candiace. If you want to hold on to it, that's fine. That's on you. But now, you expecting the Candiace to bend over backwards, apologize, and admit that she hurt you. And Candiace did. She said, "I'm sincere, and everything I did to you on stuff, I apologize, and everything." She said, "I will accept that." She said it. Ashley said she will accept that. Okay. And Ashley said in a confession, and how it's so funny that she done it as karma and all that stuff. I say, so Giselle and Robin told Ashley, I said, okay, so it's funny that you doing all that, but before you had Dean, you were just like this one. And they pointed at Candiace. She said, "Oh, thank you. Thank you, Giselle." And Candiace ain't got offended by it. She said, "Oh, thank you, Giselle." And Ashley said, "What do you mean it was Candiace? You know you don't know what you're doing. Cause all before you had baby Dean, and I think you still kind of messy. You was after every one of these ladies except for Wendy. Wendy was there. Karen, Giselle, Robin, you was definitely at the Robin about her family choices or her things she need to do and all that stuff. You was judging all that stuff. For now, you got baby Dean. You act like you just old Miss Saint Teresa. Like, no, girl, you was not that. And now, she said, "Well, even though I did all that, Robin, I made a minute that I make a apologize and all that stuff. So all you want from now is apology? Because you bend over backwards to apologize and make a friendship with these ladies. But Candiace did not do that to you, so you feel type of way. Because you and Candiace is not really good friends, so why she need to go bend over backwards and make amends to build a friendship when you wasn't bending over backwards and you were trying to mend that friendship either? So why she had to go jump through hoops? Yes, Candiace was on you last year, but that's your karma for what you was doing to all the other ladies. And you can't take it because Candiace was dishing to you what you was dishing to the other ladies. So the karma of last year is the karma that you got from the karma that you have getting for what you was doing. And now you say you want to be karma again, come back at Candiace because now she went on a journey, all that stuff. I said, well, you don't want to be there for her, whatever. She said, I want to be there for you. I want to be for you, all that stuff. I said, okay, where is this coming from? It don't make sense at the end of the episode when she came out and she talked to Robin and Giselle. So later on, she came down, talked to Robin and Giselle, and she mentioned that how Monique came to her and asked her to write a statement of her countersuit against Candiace. Candiace was pissed off with the countersuit, but Candiace, girl, you gotta know this is the reality real world. Just like Monique should know it's the reality that you should press when you fight people and put hands on people, people could press charges. Candiace, you have to know that once you press charges on people, even though they might not have a case, they will press charges back. They will countersuit. It's happened. That's reality. She was pissed off, calling her hook rats, all that stuff. I said, listen, Candiace, we all watch TV. We all watch stuff like that. People countersue back most of the times when they get sued. So it's a reality. I guess you didn't know that. Candiace, I'm telling you, that's the reality. So, but I do understand why she would be pissed off and why Monique was saying it. I said, Monique, you tagged this girl. So why you need to do a countersuit of her against you? Like, what was this? That's what you, because you were trying to use that incident with Candiace and Ashley last year to justify your countersuing Candiace. Because he had no justification. Especially when we wrote the tapes, it was nothing there. And provoking wasn't, I wasn't know any provoking. I didn't see no provoking there. It is what it is. That drag me was a provoking? Okay. I was provoked. Okay, whatever. That's my opinion. I know people might have different opinions, but hey, be respectful in the comment section, y'all. And that's that. So she said she wrote that statement of she want Ashley to write a statement of her interaction with Candiace of the incident last year. Now, the incident last year has no relevance to what happened at that barn and not necessarily what happened. There's no relevance of a character statement. It only matters if Candiace has been aggressively continuing being that villain and continuing to be this hardcore aggression from that season up to now and going at everyone next. It continuing hard, but Candiace has been mellowed this season. So, and in that barn, it was a clown, like I said, clownery. So it was no aggression. So what were you writing that statement for? To get back. You took that opportunity and said, okay, this is my chance to get it back at her. This is my chance to come at her. And so like that. For what? And you saying that butter knife? I said, the girl, you was not threatened by the butter knife. She said, I was just want to stay on my interaction with her because she knew I was trying to conceive on the baby, and then she was coming aggressive with me with the butter knife, and then she was coming on social media, berating me on social media. I said, girl, you mentioned all that, but you didn't fail to mention your part in the situation. At Candiace's house, you was being rude and disrespectful for her at her house. You were telling her you was not leaving her mother's house. You was being condescending and said, oh, I'm not leaving your mother's house. This is not your house. This is not your house. This is your mom's house. I'm not leaving your mother's house. She told you to leave her house. She paid half of that mortgage, so this is her house too. She told you to leave, and you keep coming back. The butter knife did not threaten you because if she really wanted to do harm to you, when you was at the dinner table, you was sitting there, you was sitting right next to Candiace. She had a butter knife in her hand because she already had it in her hand and talking on it. If she really wanted to stab you, she could have did that right then and there. She didn't have to wait till you had all 50 feet away from you to throw the butter knife on the floor when you was not even directly next to the butter knife, and you looked where it was going, and it was like, okay, it didn't touch you. So if she really wanted to do harm to you, she could have did that when you was sitting right next to her. So no, don't tell me that you so threatened about a butter knife that didn't even really happen, that had no justification for what you're doing, and you was coming back to this girl's house. And no civilized person was come to me and tell me that they will be okay for somebody you kicked out your house and tell them to get out your house, and they gonna tell you they're not getting out your house. So you gonna be there, you gonna be civilized. He said, oh, you're not getting my house? Okay, you're not leaving my house. And Candiace shouldn't do anything. She should not be aggressive. She should not be upset. And at that night, if Candiace wanted to fight Ashley that night, that could have been warranted because that's what Ashley was given. But Candiace was not giving that to Monique that night that Monique decided to attack her. It wasn't. Was it to me? Maybe people have other different opinions, but that's on you. But I'll tell you how I feel. So, but she didn't do that because of that. She only wrote this kind of statement because she owed Monique something. Remember I think last year when it was blogs that Mike was getting sued of touching somebody behind and everything, and it happened in Monique's basement, and supposedly Monique don't have no cameras at the basement. Monique had cameras in the basement because she too controlling to even not have something around her house. She had that tapes, and she allegedly probably threw it away or thrown the thing out or buried the hash or kept the tapes. And as she slipped up at the Wendy's wind down with Wendy's, she said, "Oh well, Monique could have lied about that thing about what happened with me and Michael, but she didn't." So they was like, "Oh, so she had evidence, and she protected you." So it's a get back. I help you, so you gotta help me. That's what it was. And so she obligated to help Monique. That's what she did that freaking statement. Not because she was harping on that. So she harping on that feelings and used that to fuel her writing that statement, to write all her emotions on that statement, to go against Candiace, or because she owed Monique something that Monique did for her last year. So it's further evidence that something did happen, and they knew what happened, and they help you get over that, and now you get back at it. But you say you not write the statement to hurt Candiace. You only write the statement because your interaction with her. Okay, yes, but your interaction with her was not a place of I was a victim and she was coming at me with no apparent reason, and I was so hurt for my life and I was so threatened for my life and all that. No, and she was coming to social media, and in social media y'all was going back and forth. You only stopped a little bit when you was giving birth 15, but she did not know that, and y'all were going back and forth. So you write everything about what Candiace did to you, but you didn't write anything that what you did that led her to do that. It's not come out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere. And so even when Ashley was doing all that stuff, or you was trying to be in this, like that, at the dinner table and stuff, Candiace apologized. She was being thing, and she was mature. She said, "Oh well, I see that, but Candiace trying to mature enough and handle things differently since that fight with Monique." I said, "No, she did not start things differently with the fight with Monique. She has been doing this before the fight with Monique, and she's still trying to continue on her journey of maturing." Yes, Candiace had things she had to work on, but not to be aggressive. And Cameron had to talk with Candiace, and she understand where Cameron's coming from. It's like, it's Ashley's thing. You can't control that. You can't get upset about how she feels. If she want to harp on, that's on her. It's not your issue. You don't have to combat with everyone else. And she said, "Yes, I understand. I had to be learned not to argue with everyone. Just know that it's not my fight, and I can just walk away and I can just keep quiet and not engage." And that's things that I wish Candiace will continue her journey on. So that's some things I do believe Candiace should work on. But I'm not going to be sitting here and harping and saying that Candiace has to shut up. She cannot do nothing to defend herself at these people coming after her. And it's like crazy. And then how will you feel that you knew something happened, and that's not the versions that happened, then they get out to everybody else, clowning you, making you the aggressor in the situation, when now everybody know what happened, knowing that's not what happened, and everybody coming after you out of nowhere, and you wasn't wondering why everybody coming after me, but that's not clearly the issue. That's not clearly the factual of the events. And a whole year later, when people find out the truth, they still don't want to accept it. They just because they hate you. That's all it's part to it. That's all it is. They just don't really dislike Candiace. That's why they still harboring on Monique's side. Like I said, I like Monique, but she was wrong. That wrong. Candiace has some growing to do, but her growth is her journey to grow. But nobody can convince you otherwise that night needed to happen. It didn't. It was a normal night. Nobody even thought that was going to happen. We all know it was going to happen because of blogs, but the sequence of events did not happen when it stated on the blog. So it was jaded. It was clearly jaded. So y'all clearly know it was a lie. So for Ashley to write that statement and say it's not meant to hurt Candiace, so if she take it that way, that's on her. I said, girl, so that means you didn't really care. Yeah, she just meant to support, because you so worried about Monique might go to jail because you didn't know the magnitude of the fight. I wasn't there, so you should not vote it, girl. You should not vote it. And Monique, if Monique didn't think about her going to jail, then you shouldn't think about it as much. Because she's a family. She might go to jail, and this is the mother, because I'm a mother, or something like that. So I voted to help Monique. No, you didn't. It's not helping Monique. I mean, the attorneys of the side threw the cases out. It didn't make it to the court. They threw it out. So it is what it is. But the fact that you took upon yourself to do that, to sever your relationship, it would be repairable with Candiace at this point. It's it's crazy, but it is what it is. You owe Monique, and you did that. Point. Period. All right, y'all. Tell me how y'all feel about this thing, this situation. Hey, if you have a different opinion, just tell me how y'all feel. Be respectful. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, peace.